I'll say it for you slowly, in case you're hard of hearing, or in case you are a college football playoff committee member who is either geriatric or does not want to hear, does not watch college football. BYU is a college football playoff team. An 11-1 Power 4 team that has the resume that BYU carries is unequivocally a college football playoff team, and they should not have to win the Big 12 championship to prove such. I do not care that Notre Dame has beaten Stanford. I do not care that Oregon has beaten Northwestern. I don't even care what these teams have, quote, done for me lately or how they look at the end of the year. BYU in 12 games went 11-1 in 2025. The only game they lost was on the road to a top 5 team. And there are top 4 team in Texas Tech. And there are people telling me that Texas should be in the college football playoff over BYU. That Alabama, who just struggled with a team in Auburn who's not going to a bowl and fired their coach. That Oklahoma, who just struggled against LSU, who is a team that had to fire their coach. That these are the teams that should get in over BYU. And just because you wear a patch that says S, E, and C does not mean you get to do that. Just because you wear a helmet that says N, D, and you get to craft your own schedule, build your own schedule against easy teams. Joey McGuire has hinted at this. Just because you do those things does not mean you get a free and instant ticket into the college football playoff. This isn't an invitational based on prestige. This is based on the best teams in college football, the teams that win the games. And the biggest argument that I hear for the SEC, the biggest argument that I hear for Texas and Oklahoma, Notre Dame and Oregon and the Brands and Phil Knight, and come on, we're Notre Dame and we had Lou Holtz, we won national championships and we are the flagship university of Catholicism. All I hear out of those big brands is look at the games we lost. But we lost so many good games. But the games that we lost were close. You know, what's interesting, and I'll get into this pretty in depth this week, is you look at, there's Stats O War, Parker Fleming on Twitter. He posts every week, did I get beat that bad? It's this graph that shows you analytically, did I really get crushed in the games that I lost? And BYU's 29-7 loss to Texas Tech. The margin was actually a lot closer than you would expect. Ball doesn't roll your way over here. Parker Kingston drops a punt. You get an untimely penalty. You get sandwiched by the half, and you can't get this or go to. It was, as much as it was a couple plays away, no doubt, from being 46-7. At the same time, BYU forced Texas Tech into five field goals because the defense of the Cougars locked up so well in the red zone. There's something to be said about that, unless you're the college football playoff committee and you don't care. Like there are some teams in here trying to make the case. Like Texas is trying to make the case. You understand? 3 weeks ago, I was alive. This is 15 days ago, I believe. I was sentient, watching them lose 35-10 in a game to Georgia. I just watched them lose. You can't lose a game where you finish and the scoreboard says the other team has more points, and then that's your case for going to the college football playoff. Because you lost, and then, hey, it was a good loss, and a couple weeks later we did win a game. That's not how that works. Oh, well, we won our game this week. Yeah, what about 3 weeks ago? What about the Florida game? Look at this. BYU posts on Twitter. Says 11-1, headed to the Big 12 championship game. And this is one of the few, quote, chirps, I'll say. I mean, even this is not even a chirp, not even in a bad way. BYU is just trying to promote BYU. It says it would be a disservice, this is the official account, to our sport if this team's not a playoff team. You can slap. Here's the deal, man. You can slap 11-1 North Texas in the face. You can slap 11-1, 10-2 Tulane in the face because they really didn't play a schedule like that, and they are the little man. But you know what? As much as you're slapping them, you're still giving them a spot in the college football playoff. BYU, on the other hand, isn't even included in these resume comparisons. This from First and 16 Pod. The definition of propaganda, BYU's number 11, Utah's number 13. But ESPN runs a promo yesterday on ABC that says resume comparison. Let's compare the teams that are outside looking in right now that could get into the college football playoff. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, Notre Dame. Number 10, Alabama. Whoa. Number 12, Miami. Number 14, Vanderbilt. They specifically did not list BYU or Utah. They went out of their way to skip over BYU and Utah. Greg Wrubell, the voice of the Cougars, says, I think a 41-7 run versus UCF was pretty good loss avoidance. Wins over a 10-win, top 15 team, 9-win, top 25 team, are dismissed. Wouldn't be impressive enough for a top 10 rank. Not to mention BYU's 3 other wins over 8-win teams. They continue to win games against pretty solid opponents. And you could argue that a lot of the same things that are being said about Notre Dame, they're winning the games in front of them. Like, oh, these are teams that are winning the games in front of them. Yeah, it's a curated schedule, and yeah, it's an easy schedule, but at least they're winning the games they have to play. Isn't BYU doing the exact same thing? Isn't BYU doing the same? So here's another one. This is from Owen Fuller. And Owen Fuller tweets out that this week ESPN posts an article. It says, the question is now, just how far Texas A&M will fall since it's joined the ranks of number 5 Texas Tech, number 6 Oregon, and number 7 Ole Miss in the one-loss club. That's weird. Glaring omission. BYU from the one-loss club. Take this, for example. Elijah, BYU, Arizona, says, you cannot convince me that BYU will not be able to be at the very least competitive in the playoff. Auburn and Alabama tied, 20 to 24 minutes to go. LSU 17, LSU make it. Oklahoma 17, LSU 13 at home. Georgia 16, Georgia Tech 9 at a neutral site. Here's the deal. And I will say this a lot this week, and this is another water cooler moment. If you have stock in Apple, I got an Apple MacBook right here. It's what I record this thing on. If you got stock in Apple, then what do you want to succeed at the end of the day? Apple or Microsoft? If you had to compare the two. Apple, no doubt. Isn't it odd that the number 1 benefactor of the college football playoff, ESPN, has a lot of stock invested in the SEC? So wouldn't it only make sense that ESPN, the benefactor, the backer of the college football playoff, who broadcasts the college football playoff, would want to prop up and further promote the SEC? And that when those guys go, when that committee goes into the room and the door shuts, that's broadcast on ESPN, and they understand that they are a service to the interests. Don't you think the SEC, ESPN, the stock, the inside trading is going to go well for one conference, for 3 letters? Yeah. I think that's how that works. It's corruption in college football. It's corruption. And if it keeps BYU out of the college football playoff, the structure will have to change. The sport is broken. Coming up, what will it look like when BYU and Texas Tech square off in Arlington? This is Locked On Big 12. Oh, today's show is brought to you by Omaha Steaks. I'm so happy that PAX is a sponsor because I've been cooking a lot on my griddle outside. I mean, some salt, some pepper, just little sear those suckers. The perfect gift. Omaha Steaks makes it almost too simple to do your Christmas. You're like, oh, what should I do? Oh, there's so many options. Omaha Steaks, super easy. Handcrafted perfection right to your door. Cyber sale is here, and the deals are huge. Give an Omaha Steaks a gift before, and the reaction is always the same. Excitement when the box arrives. And the box is usually for me. I get it for myself a lot. Save big on for unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off your order site-wide and extra 20% off select favorites during Cyber Sale. And for an additional $35 off, use promo code COLLEGE at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code COLLEGE. Terms apply. See site for details. Again, omahasteaks.com, 50% off site-wide, extra 20% off select favorites during the Cyber Sale. $35 off with the promo code COLLEGE, all caps. Omaha Steaks. Visit Omaha Steaks. Do it today.